He's back. No box, no kick, no fight. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be at late with Sion Marshall? It's at late with Sion Marshall.
Live from the Russell Cinema in Kingstown, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's Up Late with Sion Marshall. Please welcome our host, Sion Marshall.
Thank you and good night, and welcome to this, our fourth episode of our show, Up Late with Sion Marshall. It's, yes, 4 episodes. Just the other day, we were at episode 1. Now we're at episode 4. Thank you so much for joining us. Those of you who are live on Facebook, we welcome you. And those of you who are here in the audience, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Like always, I'd like to thank those who are following us, who followed our Facebook, to continue to share so that we can grow. Those who have not done our YouTube as yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Interact with our website, because our website has all of the videos from the previous shows, and it has information for you. It would have information on the guests who we're having, and as you interact, good things would happen. So please, keep interacting with our website, uplatewsm.com, our YouTube channel, Uplate with Sion Marshall, and of course our Facebook page, Uplate with Sion Marshall. We thank you for the support so far. Every day as I walk through Kingstown, and even people would message me and they would express a lot of support for the show. And I'm really happy and I'm really grateful for the support. Keep them coming. Keep your comments coming. We are listening, and we will respond to you as you keep expressing your support to us. Let me say good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, to everybody who is in tune to Uplate live with Sion Marshall. All right. Now, last week, or I think when I started the show, by the way, before I even get to that, to my friend Richard in Germany. And I need to get Steve some videos of this. They did the Ironman walk, started at 1 a.m. 2 Sundays ago. That would be Richard Cox, Vince, and my nephew Atma. They walked from Kingstown to the Diagnostic Center in Georgetown. And, I was there all the way with them. I didn't walk, mind you, but I know they did. I know they walked, and when they got there at about 9 a.m. the Sunday morning, they were ecstatic. And why wouldn't they be? They just completed a mammoth task, walking from Kingstown to Georgetown. One of the things that stuck out to me as they walked and they tried to keep themselves lively was the fact that this song stuck in Richard's head, and it was the only part of the song that he knew, because I doubt he knows any other part of the song anyway. And it goes something like this. It's Peach's mother. Anyway, and he loves that. So Richard, it's still breaking down the place. And so as you stay tuned to local radio stations, you'll be hearing it. Now, I just have one thing to say before I bring on start bringing on my guests, because we have a fantastic show, and I mean a fantastic show for you tonight. We have 3 guests who have all agreed and decided to stay up late with us tonight. We have a former Calypso monarch, a teacher, and someone who has penned a very controversial song this carnival season, Mr. Maxwell Tajoe Williams. He's up late with us tonight. Yes. My team is on point. Maxwell Tajoe Francis. Yes. Where did I get Williams from? Anyway. Also staying up late with us tonight is he's a Special Olympian. He's a teacher. And boy, he's buffed, he's fit. Mr. Terrence Davis, he's up late with us tonight. And to crown the show off, as always, in Up Late style, we have a special performance by a very popular artist. So stay tuned. Tonight is going to be fantastic. All right? Just to say, I remember, I always tell people I am afraid of my mom. I'm petrified. I'm 3 years old, and I am petrified of my mom. So this week, I put up a snap, you know, the status thing they do on WhatsApp. So I'm in the car, and this song by Fimba is playing on the radio. Mind your business. Funky business. So I'm having fun, and I'm recording the snap and so on, and I post my snap up. Not too long afterwards, my mom, who's 82 years old, responds to my snap. Now, first of all, why is an 82-year-old woman responding to a snap? Like, seriously? What is the moral of that story? Block your mom from your snap. Anyway, forget about that part there. And she was mad. Why are you saying those kind of words? What type of words? I trained you better than that. And she kept going on and on. I'm going, oh, mom, please don't do this to me. And I tried as best as possible to tell my mom, Mama, which is what we all call her, I didn't swear. The guy isn't swearing. It's funky. She said, well, I don't listen to Calypso, so I wouldn't know. I said, good. So let me tell you, it's funky. And we went on for a while, and eventually he said, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So after that conversation, I blocked my mom. So she goes, no more snap. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to get on with our show. Don't forget, I say from the very beginning, and we'll take a break before we get into the show with the next guest and so on, you know. But this show, tonight, we are introducing the segment, Ask Our Guest. And so we would allow persons watching live on Facebook to write questions to each of our guests, and I would ask a few of them, 1, 2, maybe depending on how time goes, of our guests, and they'll respond. All right? I have my nice up-late mug, and I know those of you who are looking and those of you who are here probably are wondering when you get your mug too. I'm going to take a sip. Tammy, just in case you're wondering, just to keep me up late. You know, it's you know, after a long day's work, you want something to keep you up late. All right? That's my up-late mug. They'll be coming to a store near you very, very soon, so don't worry, as well as other items branded with the up-late logo. I'm really, really excited. As I said, it's the 4th episode. I'm really excited that it's going this way, and thank you all for your support. Right now, we're going to take a very short break, and when we come back, we start interacting with our guests. All right, so don't go anywhere. Take out a bottle of thirsty water, take a sip, and we'll be right back.
Every day in your community, a child goes to school without breakfast. They're smart and they try hard, but it's not easy for them to learn when they're hungry. Right now, these children need help. You can help. Through the Start Bright Breakfast Initiative, you can help to brighten a child's future. 1. Recycle empty plastic beverage bottles by giving them to participating schools. 2. Drink Tusty water. Proceeds from every bottle purchased are used to sustain the school breakfast. And 3. Contribute $1 by texting 123 to 5446 from your Digicel phone. All supporters are eligible for ongoing prizes. No matter how you participate, you will help to brighten a child's future. Don't let our boys and girls start their school days on empty stomachs. Get involved today. Thanks for supporting Start Bright, a Tusty Water Breakfast Initiative. To support specific schools, visit tusty.com for more info.
He's back. No box, no kick, no fight. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be at late with Sion Marshall? It's at late with Sion Marshall.
And welcome back. All right, so we are back here, and we're about to get ready, get started with our guests and interacting with our guests tonight. As I said, we have an exciting lineup tonight. If you have been paying attention to Calypso music in recent times, you would have heard a hit, and a huge hit, years ago. It would have been 2011. He won the Soca Monarch with the song Memoirs of an Addict. Since then, he has gone to the finals a few times, but he has not been successful in arresting the crown just yet. Tonight, though, he's here with us because, you know, he sang this song recently. He released this song for the competition this year, and it is creating serious buzz and serious controversy. So he's here to talk with us tonight about his latest composition. I'm going to need my the help of my partner thing. So hold on, let me make this big, because I do not want my mother to call me again, right? Can you get this? Can you zoom in on this? You getting it good? All right, good. And let me write the other one. So I'm going to introduce him just now, but I don't want my mother to cuss me tomorrow and say I cuss. So this year he sang a song, Calypso. Please welcome to our uplate stage tonight the brother Maxwell Tajoe Francis. What are you going on?
I'm good.
You have me can't talk on my own show, you know. You have me can't talk on my own show. Relax. Yeah, relax. This is real relax, right?
Yes, man.
Have a seat, Tajoe.
Thank you.
She wanted that this world was a cruel place. She didn't listen to her mother. Susie never knew her father.
Tajoe, and again, welcome to our plate.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here with you, Sian.
Well, you and I go way back, right?
Yeah,
way,
man.
way, way back. We went to Teachers College together, and I'm proud of the fact that I used to be a teacher, but once a teacher, always
Always a teacher.
Because I still meet people who call me Teacher Sian. As I'm saying, and I've left the classroom since 2003 or thereabout.
It just don't goes away like that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Tajoe, before I get to this year, though, and your exploits or your song, let me talk a little about Tajoe the man, Tajoe the person. Where in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is Tajoe from? Just in case they don't
Originally,
know.
I was born in Barrowley and went to Fancy. I was told when I was 1 year, 6 months.
Okay.
I was practically given to my grandmother to be raised.
Okay. Unfortunate woman. Unlucky woman. She had to deal with Tajoe. Anyway. So you're back a man. So you're what man then?
You can say my roots is
So
in Barrowley.
fancy barrio.
Fancy, man.
All right. And the early years in terms of schooling, you did fancy.
Yes. Like I said, I was raised in Fancy. I was taken to Fancy when I was 1 year, 6 months. And I was raised by my grandmother, who unfortunately is deceased this time.
All right. You're involved in other things. Because I remember when I met your Teachers College, you didn't just sing calypso. You didn't just sing. Right? That, if I remember correctly, that wasn't the first genre you were into.
No.
What were you into at that time?
Well, basically, in the early 80s, when we had the rise of what we call dub music coming out of Jamaica, I was one of the persons who caught the bug, you know, and in 1985, when I started secondary school at Emmanuel High School, Edinburgh, during that period, we had just got this new genre of music coming on stream. People refer to it as toasting back then, where you sing to the instrumentation on a song system, and people will flock the song system to hear guys toast, what we call dubbing to the instrumentation. And that was really what I was into. I was really good at it, and I remember one night I was invited, when I was just about to finish secondary school, I was invited to a calypso tent. And man, oh man, the very first night, boom, bam, I just fell in love with calypso.
I see.
From that very moment.
So you went from toasting, my name is Tajoe, if you don't know, something so.
Something like that.
And you did the transition into calypso because
into
you love that.
calypso.
All right, but you didn't you didn't start to sing then, did you?
I practically well, after I finished school, I went back to Fancy as I was living in Kingston, and then I went back to Fancy, and by September of 1991, I started teaching at the Fancy Government School.
Yeah, we started about the same time though.
Yes, man.
I start October, you start September.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, it was in October.
Yeah. Well,
It was actually in October. It was actually in October. Yeah. I remember it very well. I think it was around the 17th of October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after being at Fancy Government School, we were sent the circular for the Junior Calypso show. And I decided to, give it a try. Pen my first Calypso. We placed third. And I think we had the best performance at the park. But having a lack of knowledge of the art form then, in terms of the structure, how you put a song and chorus to fill it. The chorus wasn't all that. It was basically la 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 la, a rhyming melody. Okay. So I didn't fill the chorus with that lyrical content to really make the song complete. But we came third, and what I did, I went back to the drawing board. I started listening to other people's calypsos and realized I was lacking in terms of the content, and I could have done a little better in terms of the lyrical aspect to really fold the song and to put the ideas and conceptualization better.
So you went back to the drawing board to write. You should go back to the writing board. I think that might have been better. So you actually started writing calypsos for juniors before you started singing calypso.
Before I started singing.
When did you start singing?
Actually, off the top of my head, I really can't remember. I believe it was probably sometime around maybe 2003, 2004, something like that. But I would have been writing for the juniors for several years.
Right. Now that much I know, and I know quite a few. There's a little punji boy out of Fancy. I think he did win a year. He's crying. What's his name, boy?
Man Resistance.
I think so. Yes.
He would have won 2 years straight.
2 years straight, and those were your
and then you had Little J, who was attending Bishop College at the time. He would have won 3 years straight.
So you had a lot of success in juniors.
I would have won the Junior Calypso crown several times. Seven.
You've written calypsos for the juniors a number of times.
Yes, man.
I am not going to say these words close together because I get into trouble. My mother.
King songs.
Yeah, King songs. All right. All right. And then, boom, 2011.
I came with Susie. Actually, I came 4th year before.
Okay.
And then that year, when I brought the Susie song, I auditioned like I always did for the new song competition, and realized I didn't make it, and was somewhat disappointed until I actually thought about not singing that year, because if I couldn't make it into the new song competition, then the song didn't say anything.
However, what did you sing for the new song?
I sang Susie in the Rain.
You sang.
I auditioned with that.
With Susie.
Yeah.
The song is actually called Memoirs of an Addict.
Memoirs of an Addict, yeah. And
you auditioned for the new song competition.
Yes, with that same song.
And you didn't make it?
Did not make it in the top 5.
Wow. So you at that time you decided...
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I mean, coming from all the way Fancy to come to Kingston to participate in a calypso competition, it doesn't make sense to me if I'm coming on my song. It's not what it should be from a competitive standpoint. So I was feeling really disappointed and distraught, and I went back home and I listened to this song. I look at the lyrical content and I say, but I know what I put on paper. This can't be, something is not right here. You know what? Let me do my first 10 show and see what the reaction will be.
So I would say, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I did the first 10 show at the park, and boy, oh boy, I think I surprised myself, because after the delivery, I was called back on stage several times, and the whole audience, after I was singing the song, people were just standing up and just showing each other their hands and saying how they were getting goosebumps, and that they have never had that chill before. So when I went backstage, my tent leader, he started quarreling and say, well, I thought it was some foolishness you wrote because I know you write songs of a certain standard and quality and you couldn't make new song. And he this song, how this song is so powerful, you just blow everybody away. I put the song out on radio and the song just built from that.
No. I was on the radio. I was doing radio at that time.
Yes.
And I know it was a heavily requested song. People just loved the song. From the time we take the radio, as a matter of fact, and I'm one of the fortunate persons, by the way. Tajoe and I go way back. And I'll tell you, before he even starts recording his song, I get to read them.
Yes.
He brings them to me. I get to see what he's coming with. And from the time that song hit the radio, that was it.
It just went.
And that year, you won the ground.
Definitely.
So it means that the people them at the new song can't judge Calypso. Okay, all right. I am not saying those words, But Tajoe, since then though, would you say you're having a bit of difficulty coming up, maybe like lightning can't strike twice at the same time? Because since then, you've not only not won, but the times you didn't even make the semis.
Yeah.
Since that time.
People see Calypso writing and think that it's an easy task. Sometimes we come up with different concepts and ideas of what we want to bring in terms of our contribution. Maybe sometimes the melody is not just what it should have been. Sometimes the idea that you conceptualize is not probably what is far-reaching in terms of touching your audience. And many times you have to go back to the drawing board. I tell a lot of young artists on a daily basis that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when you're in music here, because of the nature of our music industry, because it is so small, everybody is fighting for a piece of the pie. And sometimes you feel as if you're not really going anywhere. But what I say to a lot of young guys who now come in this business is that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when you are in music, you have to write, you have to compose, you have to put song out there and hope that you will come up with that one song that is going to just be a banger and that will take you from there. Right. And that's the way I have been playing it. I've always been going back to the drawing board.
You keep going back to the drawing board to write. I think that's your problem, You keep going to the drawing board to write. Go to a writing board instead. You understand? Okay, now Tajoe, this year, you've penned a song. They can't write for King Calypso, and there's a lot of discussion as to whether or not it's creativity or smut. Where did that concept come from? And I can tell you, there's also discussions about the fact that it has been done already. Ibu did something about not being able to judge Calypso. Mazda did a King Road, and so there have been many variations of the concept. Why this concept now?
I think over the years, people have seen Tajoe as a social commentator as it comes to, when it comes to Calypso and Kaiser writing. I'm a deep social writer. I tend to write more on the social side of things. However, based on my observation, I realized that, a lot of people think I can't write vintage Kaiso. A lot of people think that I can't write Kaiso with some humor.
Okay.
I used to be the king of humor here in St. Vincent in my dancehall era.
Right.
When it came to dancehall music, when I go on a stage, artists don't want to come after me because nobody want to hear them. The audience is going to call for me back.
Okay.
Over the years, I've been really studying the craft of the guys in Trinidad and Tobago, looking at how they come up with their ideas and the concepts. Look at how they use their writing skills and the literary devices to really put the songs together. This year, as I was trying to come up with concepts and ideas, I didn't even thought about the Igbo song because honestly I've never heard the song. The only song I know for Black Igbo is Bear Your Grinds.
Okay.
I have never actually heard that concept of the song, so that was nowhere on my mind. After studying deeply to come up with a concept, I said to myself, boy, you know what? Concept is simple. There are so many guys who have been singing calypso before you who have actually never penned a king song. Right? Why not say that they never write for king calypso? And I said, yes, this is a good idea. So what I did next year was I got my pen and paper. I jot down the names of the guys them who I'm familiar with, who I know definitely have never won the crown. And then on another list, I started putting down Beckett and CP and Manage and Morsi and Zangi and Ipan, Sully and Pose and those guys. And I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the first couple of verses relating to the guys who have never won the crown. And then I'm going to top it off with guys who have actually won the crown.
All right.
And a song will take me like half an hour to pen once I finish the first verse and chorus.
You just run.
I just run.
Do you think people are being unfair when they bring your profession as an educator into the mix? I've seen comments on social media that suggests as an educator you've actually delved into smut and indecency and you know that your children would likely pervert the song and so you should have thought better.
I think a lot of persons do not know me well as it relates to teaching. They see me around and don't know how seriously I take teaching and how much my students look up to me as a role model. And I will never do anything to disrespect my job. FORKING is part of the alphabetical words that we use in our everyday language. It's part of the grammar that we teach. It's part of the syntax and
decent part of it as well.
Exactly. And I mean, who is to say that Tajoe can't write on a chartboard, Cian Marshall never write for King Calypso? What is wrong with that? It's just we in our culture who tends to see everything in doubles. I mean...
But the truth is, Tajoe, we don't mind certain doubles, because we will sing Paul, Your Mother Come,
yes,
and love it, and it's the biggest tune.
Yes.
And some of the same people who criticize you would love that song and sing that song. But then they criticize you for this. Do you think it's a case of, as Chanel said, we don't like we?
Well, that is basically one of them. I think the second one is that people tend to portray what you don't put out there, but that's what they see in their conceptualization.
By the way, start writing your questions on Facebook for Tajoe. I'll probably ask one or two of them. So send your questions in. I have my iPad here with me. I'm monitoring the questions. So send them in, and we could just ask Tajoe maybe one or two questions from Facebook. Tajoe, go ahead.
Yes, what I was saying that we live in a society in St. Vincent where we tend to want to put our own spin to everything. And this is actually a part of our way of life and culture, and I cannot change that. It's one of the things that makes us Vinci, as I see it.
Right.
We always coming up with, you might say something and people put it in another way. For example, these days, I think we put on words.
Right.
And you have to be so careful how we use words. Even when I teach at school, I can't tell the children that I am going to roast a breadfruit and I went to look for some wood. They will start laughing. As I was saying to somebody this morning, when I'm teaching my social studies and I'm talking independence, I can't tell the student that England was our mother country. They were like, sorry, you say again? And I was like, England is our motherland. So
Understood.
And we like to add that double spin to everything. It's just a part of us,
right.
And I cannot run away from that. But what is I find fascinating is the fact that people out there want to tell me what my idea was when I put the song down. But it's their mind that goes in that direction, because when I penned the song, it had nothing to do with the double entendre.
Right.
It was not intended. I just saw the concept of saying, boy, these guys have been singing for years. Look, when you look at guys like Black Messenger, who I looked up to as a youth man, when you look at Sonny Banks.
He has a song to it. I am singing for car. Oh yeah, Black Messenger.
And these guys, I mean, I
But if
practically...
you sing it, thing and so on, you'd get the gist of it. But it was something similar.
But the point I'm making, I practically saw all these guys, grew up seeing all these guys singing calypsos for many years. And I just came in the game the other day, and I was able to capture the crown. So I'm saying, well, these guys have been doing this thing. So, Patches, my good brethren, these guys have been doing this thing for a very long time. But like the point I'm making, Sian.
Patches is my friend. He's my friend, right? I just kidding. Why did you stop?
The point that I'm making, again, is that it's not everybody at that same time can come up with a pen song,
right,
with a king song, a king song. Penning a king song is not, it's not like writing soca. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of creativity to go into penning a king song, and you don't pen a king song every year.
Right.
So sometimes you win some, you lose some, you go back to the drawing board. Exactly.
All right.
You know? So that's the nature of it.
Well, you know, and you know, I think that satisfies me. Your explanation satisfies me. Not that I wanted one in the first place, though, but I just thought the controversy would have been unfair. No, Tajoe, in calypso, right? One of the features about calypso I like is extempo.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day, you used to do a little extempo.
I did a lot of extempo.
Yeah? So you think you're good?
I think I could throw a few lines still.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you want to challenge me?
Well, if you're up for the challenge, we could run a few lines and see how it goes, you know.
One second.
You're writing?
Yeah, I write in my extempo.
Why people don't pen extempo, you know, you have to take it from the vocabulary.
You remember when you were small, if you're bigger and older than somebody and they were raised, you used to give them a length?
Oh.
Well, I take a length. So let me
all right, take the length, man. You're right.
So, let me do extempo. Yeah, I read them there. Give me Larry. You want to stand up? Because I can't stand up extempo.
Of course.
Who going first, me or you?
Well, anything. Okay. Anything or anything.
Now, the people on Facebook go see who win. And they better say I win. How you going to stop the live?
I just hope my brain is sticking.
Come, man. Let's see face off. Right. Last is Tajoe. Who going first? You going first?
You go first. I go after you.
You sure?
Yeah, man. Dum pa dum pum. Pum pa dum pum. Pa da da dum pa dum pum. Pa da dum pum.
It's Thursday night, up late is the show. By now everybody should know the host is me, Cian Marshall. I'm telling to one and all, tonight I have the man, he think he could sing. He think he could write calypso for king. But I'm going to tell you tonight and flat, boy, you need to stop that.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.
You think you know how to work? There you go.
See, and you think you could extempo with me? Boy, you'll dress like a comedy. When you see me take out my script to write, is then we go see who really bright. See, and just because you think your suit off, but you must think you could give me a laugh. But boy, your suit, you're looking cool, but everyone could see you is a fool.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maxwell, Tajoe, Francis. And Tajoe, thank you so much for staying up late with us tonight,
It's all right, man. It's all good.
All the best for the season.
Thank you very much.
I will be following you. I know you had another song as well that I was able to read.
Yeah.
And I'm wishing you all the best going forward. By the way, before you go, and we're going to take a break now, but you do spoken word as well.
Yeah, man.
Give me a couple lines now. Just a couple.
Oh, woman, rise up, stand up, hands up, give props. Your creation was magnificent. Yet you were born and raised to create, not destroy, not conquer, enslave, disgrace your fellow men. You are not born to kill, so chill, peace, be still, take your fill. O sons of the earth, your redemption is near. The lives you take, you break, create havoc where there should have been a life of peace. The guns, the bombs you build fill me with error. an error that cannot be corrected. The seeds you sow selling drugs on street corner, marijuana, let me warn you, cocaine and crack create wars on our street. I repeat, brother, cease. You built mass weapons of destruction, your instruction to take life by any means necessary. You congregate in secret to wage wars against the innocent. Better repent, no sentiment, compliment. Death is an instrument. You arm yourself with hatred, envy, pride. You make me cry, you lied. Stab a brother in the side, still I cried when you died. I asked the Lord to forgive this race of human savages that ravages the land from the north to the south. Let me shout peace, peace, love, unity to humanity. You stand on street corner, finger on your trigger, dishonest gold digger, ready to take a life of a brother. You are forgiven. The stars in heaven give reverend. Woman bear witness, mother earth can't skip this. Be prepared. Judgment is tomorrow.
Maxwell, Tajoe Francis, boss. Thanks again, man.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break and we come back with our next guest.
Every day in your community, a child goes to school without breakfast. They're smart and they try hard, but it's not easy for them to learn when they're hungry. Right now, these children need help. You can help. Through the Start Bright Breakfast Initiative, you can help to brighten a child's future. 1. Recycle empty plastic beverage bottles by giving them to participating schools. 2. Drink Tusty water. Proceeds from every bottle purchased are used to sustain the school breakfast. And 3. Contribute $1 by texting 123 to 5446 from your Digicel phone. All supporters are eligible for ongoing prizes. No matter how you participate, you will help to brighten a child's future. Don't let our boys and girls start their school days on empty stomachs. Get involved today. Thanks for supporting Start Bright, a Tusty Water Breakfast Initiative. To support specific schools, visit tusty.com for more info.
Back. No box, no kick, no fight. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be at late with Sion Marshall? It's at late with Sion Marshall.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying up late. And I must tell you, I had a fantastic time with Tajoe. And I still think my extempo is better. But anyway, if you look out to something there, that's probably something he had in his mind from a long time. But he couldn't have because he didn't know I was going to challenge him. But that's another story. All right, so we move on with our show. And those of you who stayed up with us, thank you so much. We're seeing the comments. For some reason, I guess I'm going to the... nobody wants to ask Tajoe questions. I guess everybody's fine. But they love the spoken word, Tajoe. All right. We're moving to our next guest. Now, this guy, I've known him for a very long time because I went to St. Martin's. And while I was going to St. Martin's, he was a student at the School for Children with Special Needs. He has excelled. He has grown. He is a special Olympian. And I think he told me he has gone to about 7 of them in different capacities, as athlete or as coach. He is now a teacher at his alma mater, the School for Children with Special Needs. Ladies and gentlemen, give an uplift welcome to Terrence Davis.
Royalty?
That's how we treat your uplift, Terrence. We treat you as royalty.
Thanks. Good
Good
night.
night, Terrence.
Good night.
How are
Good
you?
night.
All right.
Quite well, quite well.
All right, so let's have a seat,
Sure.
please. All right, so you have Terrence here with us. And again, start sending in your questions for Terrence, as you could ask him, a question that you choose. We determine, you ask a question, write it in, we'll ask a few of them. All right? Terrence, how are you, man?
Doing well, doing well.
Doing well. All right, so tell us a little bit about Terrence. Now, the first thing that anyone who saw you walk on the stage would notice is that you have a disability. Do you care to explain how that came about?
Well, rightly as you say, it's what people see is truly my disability at
Right.
first. And to answer your question, I was actually born like this. For a lot of people who might not realize, premature. I actually had a twin brother as well who died. But I'm still happy and blessed to be alive because I also have my mother and father who is still alive and 4 sisters.
Okay, so you were born this way. As I explained to the crowd, when I went to St. Martin's, you were a little toddler going to the School for Children with Special Needs. And that was your school. Now, growing up, how do I phrase this question? Did people make you feel welcome and normal, or did you have to deal with what today is being treated even more seriously now, the issue of bullying and so forth?
Well, although growing up in those days were a little rougher than now in terms of the way people view persons with a disability and so forth. I considered myself to be very fortunate in that even though you had the stigma and all of those things that are still attached today, I was not one of the persons who were regularly treated in that manner. And I guess because it started from my home where I was treated just as my other sisters. The community in which I lived, I was always around playing cricket, riding bicycle, climbing trees, things like that. So I think because of that interaction, that helped me in being the person I am today. Mm-hmm. And it also helps me to appreciate persons more. And one of the things that I've learned to understand is that persons normally would say negative things, do negative things, laugh, and things of that nature because they don't understand. So I've learned to use my disability as a teaching tool in that you can explain to persons, well, why this seems different, why it has to be this way, because as rightly put, we are all made in God's image and likeness. Mm-hmm. And for me, my disability is enhancing the person that I am.
Please, a round of applause. And I think this is a very positive way of looking at it. Now, when you walked in tonight, boss, I mean, I looked at your arms. What they call biceps, triceps, whatever they be, and your chest. You're looking real buff. You work out?
I do, not as much as I used to, but one of my roles outside of teaching is that I've grown up because of the School for Children with Special Needs in the sporting area, which mainly deals with Special Olympics. So I've grown up in that way. So I've always been active. I've always been able to do any sporting activity that I put my mind to. And over the course of, since the 80s on to this point, I have been involved in Special Olympics.
No, let me talk about that, right. And I'm going to stop because you're going to the topic and I want us to touch that. But before I get to the Special Olympics part of it, you did mention you climb trees, you ride bike and so on. So what gave you that interest in sports in general though? Because I am able-bodied and boss, I didn't even try sports because I had 2 left foot, I couldn't kick, I couldn't do nothing. Right, I still tried every now and again, but I never really took sports seriously. But you have. Where did that inspiration from sport for sports come?
Well, definitely it would be you'd have to first say that to get involved in anything, it has to appeal to the fun side of you, and it also helps that you have coaches, teachers, and other persons like that who are willing and able to push you. So because you have persons who support you and they just want you to achieve the best that you can with the abilities that you have,
right,
then you have no other choice but to just see where it takes you and have fun doing it.
Okay. So you've done the Special Olympics as an athlete.
Yes.
How many times?
I cannot tell you honestly how many times. I could give you a time period. In terms of an athlete, I started in the 80s, and I think I finished somewhere in 99 or something like that. And since 99, I've been in.
So between 80. The 80s and 99, you were an athlete.
Yes.
What are some of the areas that you participated in sports?
Well, in terms of sports, I did track and field. I did floor hockey. I did cricket, and even a bit of basketball.
Which one you enjoyed most?
I enjoy track and field and definitely floor hockey, but.
You're lucky this ain't long enough. I challenge you to run from day to day, but it ain't long enough.
I love a challenge. And if you can't challenge yourself, then it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. We were having a conversation earlier, and we were talking about the fact that you've transitioned from being the athlete side of the Special Olympics to another side. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, it's, as I said, my whole thing about life is, because life is so precious, you have to have fun.
Right.
That has to be the main thing about it, because once you're having fun, you're going to do everything else. What I enjoy about the coaching aspect of it is that you're able to take that experience that you had as an athlete so you can see it from their perspective. But then when you put in your side of it as a coach, you then get to see what you would have taught your athletes coming out when it's truly needed.
So now you're a coach for the Special Olympics?
Yes.
How normal is that? How regular is that? How often is that someone who has come to the ranks as a Special Olympian then turn around and become a coach or something like that?
Well, in the movement of Special Olympics, it is something that the organization strives for, in that they would like to see their athletes grow from strength to strength. One of the other positive things that has happened to me, I am now the training director of Special Olympics in Vincent and the Grenadines, and I am proud to say that I am the first athlete in over 150 countries where Special Olympics is that changed from athletes to training director.
You are the
first.
Now that deserves a round of applause. We need to understand that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has the first in the world where someone transitioned from a Special Olympian to the training director of Special Olympics. And that to me is something that, you don't happen. Well, it never happened before, so it definitely don't happen every day. All right? So now you're preparing your squad for the Special Olympics?
Yes, we are. We're actually Well, there's a World Games coming up well, that's the Summer World Games, and it's going to be held in March of next year, and this is going to be in Abu Dhabi. So we are definitely taking a squad of about 40, and it's in 5 different disciplines, and the teams work out on at least 3 days per week in their different disciplines, and we are also raising funds, going to persons, asking them. Well, the motto is actually help an athlete realize the dream, take us to Abu Dhabi. So it's
wow.
Yeah.
So those of you watching and those of you here, if you have well, first of all, let me encourage you to support the Special Olympics movement. They are trying to raise funds right now to take a team of 40, you said,
yes,
to Abu Dhabi. By the way, when you go to Abu Dhabi, close by is a place named Oman. It's a guy named Darren Grant. Make sure you check for you. And Darren, this is for you. Make sure you look for these guys when they come to Abu Dhabi. Even if you have to walk, fly. As the song goes, I don't care how you get there. Just get there. All right? And now, Terrence, you're not only the technical director, the training director, but you're also a teacher now.
Yes. Well, teaching is sort of funny, because if anybody would have said to me that when I left school I'd be a teacher, I'd probably say to them right there, never gonna happen.
Okay.
But again, I think God just puts the persons in your life to help you to get from strength to strength. So my situation became one that when I left school, the head teacher at the time, Miss Hyacinth Sutherland, said to me, I'd like you to consider doing teacher's assistant job for us, and I've been there since I left school, enjoying it there. How
many years would that be, Terrence?
Well, let me just say that I left school in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to this day, even though there are challenges, because you are talking about persons who are not only differently abled, but learn differently, learn through play. Sometimes you might work at a skill which may take you 6 months, which would normally take somebody else, a normal person, quote, about 2 weeks. But it's all good, because at the end of the day, you are giving back to what the teachers before you would have done.
And your specialty in terms of the children that you work with, you would explain to me that you deal with a special, a unique type of children.
Yes. Well, the class that I have, actually, mainly the makeup of my class is students with autism. And, well, there is what you call a spectrum. So as I was explaining, with the students who have autism, a lot of them are not vocal. So you have to find strategies. You have to always be thinking of how you want them to communicate, so that you are able to get their needs fulfilled. You have to come up with ideas, again, as to how you would be able to help them to focus even after they would have left school, how they're able to function through daily living.
Ah, wonderful. I have a sister who deals with kids, with children with autism as well. And very often we talk about her job, and she loves her job. She loves dealing with those children. And it was refreshing to hear you explain to me that you get that same level of satisfaction from dealing with them. You know, and that really is special. Please, round of applause for Terrence Davis. Terrence, you know, when you were backstage, right? We had a little talk. No questions. That's all right, because we're going to end off anyway. We had a little talk, and I issued you a little challenge, a little push-up challenge. You up for it? Because listen, if you're scared now, I'll go easy on you.
Well, okay. Let me say that I'm scared, so you go easy on me, and then let's go.
Can I have my man, please? So Terrence and I are going at it for how many? What, the first two are 5 or 10? 5?
First to 5.
All right, first to 5. All right, so Terrence and I going at it. Push-up challenge. Let me get this thing here. Whew. I got to stretch though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to stretch. Whew. Thanks to the person who lent me this thing here. Push-up. Ah, boy. Hold on. Right, I gotta make sure get the thing on good. First to 5. All right, nice. All right. Ready? Yeah. Make sure you belong to Terrence. Ready? Hold on. All right. Okay. Ready?
That's not push up.
Maybe. Let me go. On the mark. Set. Go. One.
You're not even in a push up
2.
position. But I will do
3.
it for you.
4.
Oh, come on.
5.
Come on. You could do better than that. You could do better than that.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's it. All right. Terrence,
I like your strategy.
Thank you so much for showing up, man. Thank you so much for staying up late with us. Really a pleasure having you. And again, let me encourage everybody who's looking at this show to support the Special Olympics movement. And let's get those 40 members to Abu Dhabi. Is next year?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Terrence.
You are welcome.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right.
Whew. All right. All right. With that, well, that was entertaining. We've come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for staying up late with us tonight. We really enjoyed having you. On behalf of our guests, Terrence Davis and Maxwell Tajoe Francis, our team, WHD Ultra, our backstage guys, Vince and Truth, Bling on the turntable, and everybody here with us. Thank you so much. See you next week when you are up late with Sion Marshall.